Now, I know normally in this playthrough I don't show cutscenes, but that's kind of a decision I've regretted since the start. And I'm going to go ahead and show this one just because of timing with the ending. I don't want to rush it all through in one segment. So, here we've got a weird, funky machine with buttons that say blow and suck. And Kazooie decides to be like, what's-her-face? Was it Selphie from Final Fantasy VIII? I never played that, I just watched Spoonie's review of it. Just hitting random buttons and hoping for the best. But it seems that things work out in the end because the beam of life energy or whatever it is restores King Jingling's castle to its former glory. Its former cheese-looking glory. And a whole rainbow of Jinjos is there, and there's still that weird pink thing from the first game. I don't know what the hell that thing's supposed to be. And so here's the part that makes no sense, that a lot of people have pointed out, but I'll mention it anyway, and just for people who haven't heard of this yet. But the machine only sucked the life force from Jingling. It didn't do a thing to Bottles. Bottles was just killed by Grunty, but they still have somehow enough energy to revive Bottles. And it looks like they're aiming for his hand. I don't know why it's aiming specifically for his hand, but anyway, some life force from nowhere comes down and magic occurs. Bottles come back to life. If only there was a Mumbo pad here, and if he was in Hailfire Peaks, since his magic seems to vary from level to level. And of course he acts like nothing happened. Ooh, and there's Royston. Fish we saved earlier. Looks like he had an unhappy end anyway. I still think Mrs. Bottles looks hilarious. It's not even the hair curlers, it's just the face, the giant eyes, the cheeks that stretch out like 4,000 feet. Yeah, I don't know. And now here comes a bunch of other people. We've got two burnt people in one house. They're not burnt, but beat up and dirty looking. So, long story short, Banjo and Kazooie help out everybody, and the 50s housewife makes some scones. I'm kind of speeding up at arbitrary times here. Hooray for party favors. And, yeah, that's the end of that, so let me just reload back to here. I kind of save stated at a bad place. But, yeah, so everybody's happy now. Except for, yeah, I kind of still have to have a final boss fight. It wouldn't be a game without one. Similar thing happened in the first game, I believe. I think it was both characters didn't want to bother. And then Tooie's like, but wait, you still have to beat Grunty, and everybody got pissed off, and yeah. So, yep, we've got some unfinished business to attend to. Here's the big old blaster. Very, very useless because it takes 17 years to charge up. And it somehow holds enough life to restore 2 people when it only killed 1. It's stupid. Anyway, this would be Dingpot. He had a minor role in the first game, and he has an even more minor role in this game. Now, in the first game, he leads you to the boss battle, and surrounding him are a bunch of, like, doors that lead to items that kind of refill all your stuff. Here, he just refills all your stuff. Which I didn't really need to do, but I can't say no to a free, like, item replenishing source, so why not? Don't know why I would need this warp pad. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be failing this fight, but you never know. So, more cutscenes. God, I gotta point out here, I wasn't expecting that. Standing on the Talon Trot. Banjo's actually looking right at the thing. Wow. Clearly didn't plan for that. I don't know what the GB stands for. My best guess is Game Boy. I would say it was Grunty's initials, but we find out what her last name is during this fight, and it doesn't start with a B. So yeah, first game you just fight Grunty, sort of a straightforward thing, except for you kind of cheat, but this one it's Banjo and Kazooie versus Large Machine, basically. And I think that this battle is easier than the first game. Others may disagree. I know that Cyphron had a hell of a time beating this boss. But, anyways, yeah, we got more random quiz show questions with more lack of logic. If you answer them right, then she goes easy on you for no adequately explored reason. So anyway, I answered right, so now she'll attack slightly slower. So, kudos for me, I guess. Anyway, you can only do 10 damage per phase, so you just sort of go back and forth and shoot, and that's all lovely. This is a long fight. I'm gonna tell you right now, this one's gonna kind of end abruptly, because I'm just gonna... Or actually, it might not, I don't know. It's not gonna be done in this segment, though. At least I don't think it is. Anyway, this stage is exactly the same as the last one, except there are more lasers. Doesn't really add to the challenge. And you can actually walk on the digger itself, too. That would be the right family. I think I'm landed on a laser. Nope, luckily it went away. Yeah, if you get the slow spell, this really isn't hard. At least those first-person segments aren't. They get harder later, though, once more things start getting added to the fight. So, next on the list would be the mortar cannon. So, let's get the hell out of the way of that thing. Just jump over it, and that's about it. Remind me again why this is a hard fight? I don't know. See, Bigfoot... Where's the boots? Some of these questions are pure evil. So far, none of them have been. I'm talking about ones... Or actually, I'm not going to say anything in case I get one of them. Don't want to spoil it. I don't want to accidentally collect those honeycombs in case I need them later. So, much like with the added set of lasers, now we got an added set of cannons. And that's about it. I don't think they're any more difficult to dodge. Okay. No, wasn't seen in the Banjo-Tooie. That would be Mr. Vile, who has a weird, like, sort of voice. That was a poor imitation of it. I can't remember what it sounds like. I keep humming the theme song from his, or not the theme song, but just the music from his minigame now. Alright, so is this the part where it just sort of chases you? Yep. You gotta pay attention to the fact that it zooms in on that hole, because that's important. So, you don't want this thing to catch up, so you just run away from it. Again, not too challenging. Let's ride on it, why not? I don't think there's any disadvantage to doing this. It tries to shake you off, but it doesn't succeed. Okay, are we quite done with this now? Give me your stupid question. Oh god. Pink? Yeah, figured they'd be pink. He's kind of weird like that. bit far away for what I want to be doing here. Move. Move. Come on. My buttons are not in the greatest setup here for me to be doing this. And, fire a clockwork egg into this hole, and I will see you next segment, because this is where I'm cutting it, apparently.